Hey, Happy New Year! It's been a while, and I could hardly wait to be able to enjoy our company, sharing company with you again. It's been a while. I'm just going to I got to make some decisions about my as you know, I did not over the past time fix the glitches in my Facebook Live and computer working out together, but I will be working on it. Yeah, it's a new year, gonna do things a new way. But I am so glad to have time with you today, to have you with me. And let me tell you a little bit about where I've been, why I've been, what's been going on. I went on December 5th to see my great grandson and the Florida family and had a lovely time there. Came home, had a week to turn around, and on the 19th, I left for Utah. So I went somewhere I've never been, and I spent Christmas with my daughter for the first time in at least 20 years. It's strange how those things happen, but it's not like I haven't seen her at all. But I haven't seen her at all, of course, since the COVID thing started. And think about the changes that happened. It hasn't been a month since we've been together, and now I just read that yesterday New York had 78,000 new COVID cases. Out here in the country, little town in Connecticut, we had over 5,000 new cases. So, yeah, that's pretty wearying. And now we're going into the new year and we're all excited, but we don't have a lot of encouragement for a better year based on what's been happening all around. We're going to talk about that a little bit today because our theme right now is to embrace the change that we want to happen. And so we're going to kind of explore that, and I hope that you will be back on board every day. Will my videos be every day? I'm not sure. I like it, but I'm also going to work on honoring myself during this year. So if I feel like I'm really tired, I have to make that decision. Am I going to push or am I going to pull back and rest? We'll see as it unfolds. Who knows? Maybe you get bored with me anyway. So I have notes for today because it's been a while. In case you're wondering what a sabbatical is, because that's what I believe I've been doing for the past month, it's pulling away. It's clergy uses it a lot, and teachers, but generally a clergy person has, after so many years of working, you earn a sabbatical, which is supposed to be 3 months of reflecting, renewing. I know people have no idea what it's like to be a minister. I've been asked so many times, so what do you do with the other, you know, 6 days of the week, and like you preach on Sunday and what then? Let me tell you, if you go to church and you got a minister, or if you are a minister, a minister's work is never done if we're not planning and praying and counseling and preaching and studying and teaching. It just never ends. But when you love what you do so much, you couldn't stop. Even when a minister goes on vacation, I'm not saying sabbatical. When a minister goes on vacation, they're always thinking about what's going on at the church. How will it go? Is everybody okay? So I do invite you to really honor and respect and love your pastors, your ministers, your priests, um, because they did. They gave their lives to God. And that means that that's your focus every day. And what you are as a minister, you're a shepherd of the flock. And that does not, we're talking rabbis, imams, we're talking everybody, not just one religion. So even though I'm not in a, brick and mortar church, I still live in a way that is focused on ministry. I work on uh, writing things that are meaningful, doing my little videos with you. This is my ministry. I have a chance to reach out and maybe touch some hearts, maybe enhance some lives. That's what I'm all about. So the sabbatical is to go and clear yourself of everything else so that you can come back refreshed and renewed and ready to go and ready to grow. Doesn't matter what you do, though. I think just about anybody could use a sabbatical. Not a break, not a vacation in the sense that you're running around all the time doing stuff. Kind of a time to recenter. And this New Year's weekend is a really good time to do that. So today's title or theme is Embracing the Light and Empowering Change. During my time away, I really pondered a lot about how is it possible to have the change that we want in these challenging times when it appears that nothing is happening. And please underscore appears that. Just because it doesn't appear that anything is changing doesn't mean it isn't. I have 4 children, 3 pregnancies. I doubled up on one of them. And the thing is that for the first, you find out you're expecting. And then, especially the first time, you wait and you wait and you wait for the baby bump. They didn't use that word back 50 some odd years ago, but that was it. You waited to show, and then you could wear your maternity clothes. But you see how long a time that takes. So the changes that we want to see in life, whether they're happening, whether they're not, if we are taking right action, they are happening, whether you can see that change or not. And that's for a better and worse. So part of my goal in moving forward with this New Year series of afternoon visits, I would really like, it's my goal in my own life to reduce my own stress, and through my learning and efforts, hopefully to help you reduce your stress and to increase your peace of mind and happiness. Is that something you would like for this year? I hope so, and I assure you, take the ride with me and we'll make it be a joyride. Okay? Now, I just can't let go of my desire, my need, my pleasure of talking about the National Day calendar. I'm going to be real brief with it today because I got other stuff. It's been so long. And I don't want to, talk over. I want to kind of make sure I honor your time and mine. Because always remember, when you take a person's time, you can't give it back to them. So I want the time we spend together to be worth it. So, on the National Day calendar, today is, of course, New Year's Day. It is also National Bloody Mary Day and National Hangover Day. We seem to have a New Year's theme going here, right? And a Play Outside Day. Now, I'm going to be honest, I did not dig in and look at the history and everything today because I have so many things I want to share. So you can always look at them up on nationaldaycalendar.org. Now, I'm going to give you a peek at tomorrow, so you'll kind of be prepared. And it also has like a little theme. It is going to be tomorrow National Buffet Day and National Cream Puff Day and Personal Trainer Awareness Day and Science Fiction Day. Wow, that's so exciting. Just that alone gives me a whole week of things to think about. But again, look at the theme here. We're going to have a buffet. We're going to have lots of food. We're going to have cream puffs. Ooh, more food. We're going to have a personal trainer awareness. Well, you need that after all that food. And we're going to, it's very important to understand science fiction. Because science fiction isn't just sitting down and making up some outlandish story. A lot of work and study and attuning to something beyond the limitations of our usual mind, the way our mind usually thinks, to be able to reach out beyond that and create these stories. And you know, it was about 25 years ago. I read an article that said that the science fiction writers are having a very hard time keeping up with technology or staying ahead of technology because the technology is so fast moving that the writers, it's like, where are we going to go from now? I have a brilliant idea, sci-fi writers. Trade in that sci-fi for maybe we'd call sci-prints, which would be, no, spy prints, spiritual principles. So that's what my writing's all about. So jump on board. Or maybe where we're talking about outer space with science fiction, we'll look at inner space. Maybe I'll talk about that tomorrow a little bit more. So we're talking this time now about light and change. So yes, last night I had, for those of you that read my little post about my New Year's Eve, I tuned into Annette Dion, who is a reader, a psychic reader, and very spiritual, very God-centered, and even with a nice little essence of traditional religion in there, which is what I really love because it's just about things that are greater than this world. So she did a thing where she did meditations and readings. It was very unity, so I kind of enjoyed it very much. And I also, I did post the burning bowl yesterday. I hope some of you took the time to practice it because it's very good. I did a different kind of burning bowl. I went through some file cabinets and organized and did some cleaning out of stuff that it was time to let go of. So it's back into my minimalist theme. I always think of Dr. Phil saying, how's that working for you? That's how it's working for me. Very good. So anyway, so I did that. It was a time of very mixed emotions. Some things brought a poignant memory, deed to the house I used to own, divorce papers, things that, you're not really sure if you're ever going to have to let go of those or if you should. So to my kids, make a note. When I leave the planet, they're probably still going to be in that file. And as you go through that, you're actually going to see kind of a, a legalish roadmap of my life. Maybe they'll understand me a little better. That'd be kind of cool. So I went through that and all the emotions of that, and it really gave me cause to turn inward and see what do I want in life, where do I want to go. And if you would do that for yourself, I think you would have you would enjoy the experience. I also watched a hokey holiday movie, and I ate too much, and it was New Year's Eve, and I had a little wine, a little eggnog, and after I'm done with this, I'm going to go have a little eggnog because you gotta drink it or it's gonna spoil. Oh, no, no. If you have a lot of leftover eggnog, you know you can freeze it. And it may, you want to make sure you freeze it quick and keep it frozen. And it can be used, you can drink it, you can heat it, you can make other stuff with it, you can bake with it. And I found a recipe for eggnog cream puffs. Did I say it is cream puff day tomorrow? Wonder what we could do with that. Okay, talk about food and I get off on another whole toot. All right, so what I did yesterday. So I did some praying, I did some stuff, and it was a very pleasant New Year's. You know, we used to have a tradition when I was married and the kids were small. On New Year's, we would go out to dinner early, early out to dinner and a movie because we wanted to get home, you know, if the before the partiers got on the road. So it was a great way, and in a way, I guess I kind of still did that. Only I didn't go out to dinner. My sister told me they were running out for Chinese food pickup, and she offered to pick me up some. So I said, "Oh yeah." So I know all you non-vegetarians, I'll deal with it. I had bean curd and broccoli. It was delicious. Okay. So, one of the things I looked at on TV, very briefly, I did not stay with it, so I had no idea what happened. But I watched the Times Square New Year's celebration. For what it's worth, I've been there, I've done that. I wouldn't do it again on a bet. But doing it on New Year's Eve during a pandemic that is raging in New York blew my mind. If you go back and you look at the pictures, you're going to see some people had masks, some people didn't. There was no such thing as social distancing. I only dread to see, with 78,800 new cases yesterday, what is there going to be in 3 or 4 days from now when the people who were exposed and either vaxxed, not vaxxed, and got it, who's to think? By the way, my daughter is recovered from her COVID, and hopefully she will not get it since she already had 2 shots, and I'm going to push her to get the booster. And she just had the episode. And let me tell you, it was not easy for her. She had a rough time. So keep that in mind. Please, please wear your mask. I went to see her in Utah. Very few people wearing masks. And wouldn't you know, I get home and I get a notification that I have been exposed to someone. There's this phone app, and when you go somewhere, you can sign up. Like I already have it for Connecticut, so if the phones of people communicate that are on this program, so you know if somebody else, if you've been with someone or near someone that's been exposed. That was quite interesting. So they told me I should get a COVID test within 3 days. I came back on Saturday. I think on Monday. Monday I got the notification. Tuesday I got the notification because I knew they were having testing on Friday and I figured I would go there. And in the meantime, I went to go get the test yesterday and there was no way. I said, let's see, starts at 3, so I'll get there about 2:30 and be early. Oh, no. It was at a church. The church parking lot was filled. The pathway up to the drive-through to get the COVID test was filled. The line went down the street and at least a block, maybe a little more, into the Stop and Shop parking lot, and it wove around in there, and Stop and Shop had its employees telling everybody, no, move, you can't be here, this is Stop and Shop property, this is our parking lot. contact the church and tell them that you can't get in. Come to find out, the test they had, only they ran out after like an hour and a half. So I was wise to go home because there was no way I would have made it up there in time. So, especially if it's hard to get tests, folks, please wear your mask, take care of yourself, do the best you can. Vaxxed or unvaxxed, even if you're vaxxed and boosted, take the precautions. So, I want to talk about just, oh gosh, my time is running out, but I want to talk real briefly about the folks in Times Square last night and all around the world where people were celebrating, and for many of them, not in a safe way. The people were excited. They showed when the ball was dropping, lighting up, whatever it does. It used to drop, only I was watching this on YouTube, so I couldn't tell if it was dropping or what was happening. It was after the fact. But the people are cheering and screaming, and it says 2022. Why do we get so excited at New Year's? What do we think? It's a new year. Out with the old, in with the new. Hopefully this year's going to be better, right? We celebrate. Okay, so let's take a look at what we're dealing with right now, okay? Right now the biggie is COVID. It's a freaking pandemic. I'm sick and tired of it. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to enjoy people without masks on, and I want to be able to hug and not have to worry about being boosted or anything, although I will do whatever I have to do as long as I have to do it. Just saying. So we're thinking it's going to be a new year, but we're going to gather unprotected. We got a problem called COVID. We're going to celebrate a new year where we want change. Hello, my dear friends. Can you understand this? You're not going to get that the way that by going and being unsafe in parties. It's not going to happen. If you're face to face and screaming and cheering and kissing and hugging, I'm sorry. It's just cause and effect. How many times have we talked about cause and effect? So I was up, really, trying to figure that out. And, and there's things you learn every day. I found out today that it was not, in fact, Gandhi that said, be the change you want to see. It was a woman whose name is escaping me, and I didn't write it down. Anyway, but it's true no matter who wrote it. Be the change that you want to see. If you want to see COVID go, then be the change that will make that happen. If you want to see a change in your life, in your health, in your finances, be the change that you want to see. New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, it's not magical. It's metaphysical. Change is metaphysical. It's a matter of cause and effect. And the causes we send forth will bring effects of the same kind. I posted something this week that I shared from a friend of mine who's a very nice spiritual person, and it was talking about praying to God to bring us this and help us with that, and it was a very honorable prayer. And yet, as my friend that I shared from her page, as she said, that God does for us the things that we cannot do for ourselves, okay? And that's true because, we want to have change. God's not just going to hand it to us. It's principle, it's spiritual principle. It works all the time, and it only works if you work it. If we're not working toward the change we want, the change is not going to happen. Cause and effect. If the cause you send forth is inaction, the result you are going to get is the effect of inaction. Folks, we got to be willing to change. I listened to a lady named Sandra, and I'm speaking here to the older folks who may remember there was a program on TV at one time called Romper Room. And back in those days, she was the teacher of it was like a little kid show, and she was like the teacher, like Miss Francis from Ding Dong School. And she was from Romper Room. And she is now in her 80s, and she has a great video channel about life after 60, successful life after 60. And she said one of the things you have to accept if you want to have a good life um, as you age is that you must change. Change is not comfortable. But we will have to change whether it is voluntary or involuntary. Change has to happen. And we can fight the wrinkles, we can fight the gray hair, we can pretend it's more fun and color it purple. I do that for fun, not to do anything about my age. But change is going to happen. What we want to do is to live in a healthy, happy way. And one of those things is reducing stress. And we can only reduce stress if we are taking action in what is ours to do. I had a shirt one time that said, everything I ever let go of had claw marks all over it because I just couldn't let go. And we have to learn for a successful life to be able to let go of the way it is so we can have it the way it can be. And that does not mean throwing the baby out with the bathwater. The things that work, hang on to those, enhance and increase those as you decrease the things that are not working. I have a little something. I think I shared this with you probably in November, but I want to, as we go into the new year, oh, you know what? I am going to do this tomorrow because I had a different one I want to share with you, and I'm almost out of time, so I got to hustle. Can't do them both. You know what? It's less stressful to do only one and do another tomorrow than to try to do them both, which I could do, and it would be stressful. This is used by Unity a lot, and it is called This is the Year. And it says, wonderful, wonderful, fortunate you. This is the year your dreams come true. This is the year that your ship comes in. This is the year you find Christ within. This is the year you are glad to live. This is the year you have much to give. This is the year when you know the truth. This is the year when you find your youth. This is the year that brings you happiness. This is the year that you live to bless. This is the year that your dreams come true. Wonderful, wonderful, fortunate you. I hope you enjoyed that, and I know this truth for you. As we go through the coming year together, we share our progress. I invite you to let that wonderful you be let it. Let God do God's part, and you do your part. So until we meet again, happy, happy New Year, and God bless you good.